Are you guys feeling this? Chat seems to be feeling this today. Are the vibes as good for you guys as they are for me? I'm feeling good today. I feel like today could be the shiny. Let's see what happens. We're starting at exactly 32,000 encounters. I lined it up so that we could start today with a perfect, beautiful, clean slate. What's up, Harry G? I love that I can log on and say thank you to people like Harry G Nuts for paying my rent. Thank you so much, Harry G. I hope the content has been helpful or enjoyable or, you know, positive to your day in some way. And I knew the vibes were gonna be good today, fellas, and that's because it's payday for me in PokeMMO. It's payday in PokeMMO, fellas. Let's go check it out. Oh, it feels good, man. And this is such a small portion. I sold off a very small portion of some investments that I made, right? And look at this. Are you zoomed in? Yeah, I'm gonna zoom out here in a quick sec. Look at this. Look at this, dude. We're over 20 mil. We're over 21 mil. The Pokeyen, I was gonna like do a Jimmy run today, baby, make some Pokeyen. Probably should still, I'm gonna be honest. If I was a better player, if I was a more strict, you know, disciplined, probably would. I'm not going to. I just want to shiny hunt today. Now, let me zoom out really quick because yeah, I am zoomed in for the little dramatic effect. We saw our boy Nathan over there, the mod, actually hanging out over in Icarus City. I'm gonna head immediately over to the daycare. That's where I'm going. I'm gonna head over to the daycare. I'm gonna go do a few eggs. I think like not too many. Sometimes I sit at eggs for like an hour and I don't go start shunting. I don't want to do that today. I want to be in the pace. I want to get in the rhythm. Ironic is the song. I want to go ahead and get into things. What's this level 100 I'm getting distracted. Level 100 Rampardos already. Beautiful special attacking Rampardos for XP training spot. It's cool to see stuff like that. I wonder if there... I'm already getting distracted. I wonder if there's a market. For those who don't know, you need a very specific Cranidos / Rampardos for XP, the best XP trading spot in the entire game over at Mount Silver. You want it to be 31 special attack, 31 speed, modest as a Rampardos. 110k for the Cranidoses. Rampardos, let's see. Hey, there's a money making method, boys. Go buy the Cranidoses or breed your own for 110 for 100k or so. 130k. This is so cheap. Can I flip this actually? No, it's level 30. It's level 30. Leveling Rampardos is actually one of the easiest Pokemon to level up for profit. It only takes 600k XP to level 100. It's one of the fastest Pokemon in the game to level to 100 for profit. So if Rampardos has a good margin, you should take advantage of it because it's so fast to level up, right? 600k XP. Do you know how much Breloom needs? 1.6 mil. Let's get rid of these stats. Breloom needs 1.6 mil. So leveling a Breloom versus a Rampardos, look at this. It's insane. That's crazy. Anyways, we do have one HelloFresh sub, our first HelloFresh sub too. So shout out to the person who did that. I think I have an inkling to who it was. Whenever you HelloFresh sub and support the stream, you add to the stream's content. That's the beauty of it. You get HelloFresh subs, you get yourself some food, you support the stream, and you also add to the streamathon, most likely going to be on May 31st. I'll make sure to schedule it coming up here soon. The streamathon will most likely be on May 31st, and my HelloFresh sponsorship will be done by then, so make sure don't wait to HelloFresh sub during the streamathon like some people usually do. It's going to be a little too late for this one, so make sure to HelloFresh sub like by the 24th or so. I think that's when my sponsorship ends. But every single HelloFresh sub, so we have one so far, gives 1 hour added to the streamathon May 31st, plus 10 mysterious Pokeballs opened, plus 1 prize box Pokemon given away. You could join the streamathon, hang out, have fun. We're gonna be shiny hunting, playing the game, talking. You could win some free raid Pokemon, competitive Pokemon. There's Pokemon here like which hold like a choice specs, for example, like an item. I made sure to reach out to the PokeMMO devs to check if this was okay, and they did say it was, thankfully, which is awesome. They were like, yes, giveaways like that, even though I'm getting like a financial benefit IRL with the sponsorship. They were like, it's in the spirit of the game. So I appreciate the PokeMMO devs for letting me do this sort of thing. I think it's a cool way to give back to the community. And then every 10 HelloFresh subs, we buy like a funny little thing in the background. That's how the British flag is now here forever because people HelloFresh sub supported the stream. You get to forever change my room. And now I have to explain that British flag for when people come over to hang out. So you can impact my life in a funny way. If we ever to get 50 HelloFresh subs, I would bathe in beans. It's unlikely. Same with 69. Those are pipe dream sort of things, but it's technically possible. Now, let's go ahead and make some eggs. I'm kind of interested. I saw some alpha salamances for super cheap. Let's go see if they're still cheap. Part of me wants to do like breed a few of these, because you could do some pretty cheap breeds for profit, I feel like here. What egg group is Salamence? Is it like water egg dragon? Be my guess, maybe just dragon. Let's see if I can cook something up really quick, and then we'll go do some and I have no eggs left, correct? Yeah, I have no eggs left, so I'm gonna do a few like really small breeds for profit. The profit margins are gonna be minimal. It's mostly going to be like rare breeds that I can hatch while single encountering. I've got to get a rare today, a rare from this point forward. What's the shunt today? I want to be doing rares, single encounters. The fact that I've never had an egg, the fact that it's been so long since I've had a good like single encounter shiny, I'm sick of ×5 hordes. I want to break my dry streak on those. I want to get something. So I'm going to try to stick to rares, try to stick to single encounters. Those shinies just mean so much more to me than a ×5 horde at this point. Eventually, ×5 hordes. I think the shiny rating PokeMMO is so amazing. You don't really, yeah, quantity years. Yeah, surely I'll do what I said and go for quantity year. I really want a rare. I thought I could, and maybe after I get a rare, but I really need a rare. I really want to get a rare Pokemon, rare shiny. So we're gonna try my best. I'm gonna go ahead and look for some breeds for profit. Yo, also, I've been playing some randoms off stream. I've been getting a little bit better, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I was like 13-2 the other day, and then I played like 3 games on stream and I lost them all. And then I played 3 games off stream and then I won them all. I feel pretty good. I'm 17-6 right now in the current random season. Now, as I play higher ranked players, that win rate's gonna drop and I'm gonna take more losses, but I've had a lot of fun. I kind of see a soft to medium PvP arc kind of happening, kind of coming. I'd love to get to a point where I can learn a constructed tier at some point. I think when they add the VGC update, which they've teased about with doubles coming up, hopefully this summer, I think that's gonna really interest me. I think with the doubles update, the VGC edition, it'll be a really big deal. Speaking of, who was watching fucking Pokeyen yesterday? I was watching. Spidget talked to you about it. Dude, Blunder, this is like a niche deep cut if you don't watch Pokemon PvP, but Blunder was spectating Pokeaim's VGC tournament. I think he got like top 8, top 4, something like that. Last time I checked, he was top 16. It was an amazing performance. He was playing out of his mind. The predictions he was making, oh, it was so sick. I'm no PvP expert, but that was a really cool thing to see. Hey Pat, what do you think about when you start a new account, you can tick a box called Hardcore, which disables the GTL and you can only catch the first mon on a route and gives you a special player frame or something like that? I would love to do. You were explaining. I would love for them to implement. I've been saying forever. I feel like I don't know how difficult it would be. It sounds like one of the things that wouldn't be that difficult for the devs, but I'm no developer. I don't know. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. The problem is you have to make sure there's no bugs in a game mode like that. I feel like restricting a player to only catching the first mon per route, that might actually be a pretty difficult thing to code. I could be wrong. Like, you have to like factor in all these other like possible outliers or ways to get around that, or like bugs that could. I feel like there could be a lot of bugs. That actually seems really hard. A Nuzlocke mode seems hard. Iron Man, I feel like wouldn't be that hard. Iron Man mode would just disable trading and disable GTL usage. I feel like that's easier to code than Nuzlocke. Nuzlocke is harder because you have to factor in the like, if a Pokemon dies, it's restricted, and then the first catch per route. Nuzlocke is harder in my opinion to code. Disable mailing, yes. On an Iron Man, you'd have to disable mailing, disable GTL, disable trading. That I don't think would actually be that hard. That might actually be like very doable. So I would love to see an Iron Man account doable. I would love that. It would add so much more. The biggest change with Pokemon over the past 4 years is that nowadays, when you catch like a 5x20 Pokemon, it doesn't really matter anymore. You know, like even like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if you caught a Pokemon that was like 5x20 plus in every stat, it was like, oh shit, that's worth like 20k, you know, like 30. That'd be like worth a bit because it's like a valuable Pokemon. It could be used status statistically or whatever for like breeds. Nowadays, you have this Pidgeotto with his 1100 Pokeyen. Like, good IV Mons that aren't 5x31, like 3x, or like 2x with perfect nature on a perfect, like, good species aren't worth as much anymore. the values of good. We have a deflation problem in Pokemon. I've said it over and over and over again. People always confuse inflation and deflation, because inflation would be these prices going up, right? And your yen being less. No. Your spending power is more than ever. It's actually cheaper to buy into the game. It's better for new players to some extent because you can buy things for cheaper. All your competitive Pokemons are way cheaper. Your PVM Pokemon way cheaper. A lot of things are way cheaper, but it's harder to make Pokeyen because then those catches for profit aren't as good. You have to rely on more pure profit methods like Jimmy runs and trainer reruns. This is our current problem in our current economy. Why is it like that nowadays? My biggest theory is alphas. I think alphas have brought way too many good IV Pokemon into the market too consistently. It's like the fact that 2x31 Jinxes are 4K is unbelievable to me. I know it's a female only species and all these problems, right? But that is still insane. And even if you hide female only species, you look at things like, look at this, 2x31 Quillfish for 7K. The minimum a 2x31 used to be would be like 32K. And if you knew, if an egg group, if a Pokemon got to like below 28K or like below 30K for 2x31, you were like, oh shit, the market's in trouble. Now they're like 7K. The market's been in trouble and is in trouble and has been degrading due to deflation, due to too many good IV Pokemon coming into the game at too fast of a pace because of alphas and because of other things like that for way too long. I think alphas need to be nerfed, and I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. And I think also Mysterious Balls. That was something I didn't factor in enough, was like Mysterious Balls actually bringing a ton of good IV Pokemon as well. You no longer have to like catch Pokemon for good IV Pokemon, and it really hurt the market in my personal opinion. I would love to see an alpha nerf. I think that would be beneficial to the game's market and beneficial. You want to have new players, their Pokemon actually hold value instead of just going down, you know? All right, chat's asking too many good questions today, and I'm a little too distracted. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy a few Dittos, put them over in my box, go breed like, I think 30 or so Dittos, like one box or so of Pokemon, spend down to around 21 million Pokeyen. I'm going to pop a Shiny Charm for this as well, and we're going to do an hour of pretty nice Shiny. Someone is buying up the Dittos a little before me. I'm going to come down here then, one section lower to make sure I can get as many as I possibly can. We're going to buy down to around 21.2. So we just spent around a couple 100K. All right, beautiful. I'm gonna go get these set up really quick in a sec. All right, I was just asking, kind of hilarious. I didn't know where the Sinnoh daycare was. I pass it every day when I go up to Route 210. It's right here in Salatian Town. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have some boxes. This guy's name is Zoawa with a shiny Zoroa. Or shiny Zoroa. Fuck, that's a good flex. We're gonna go ahead and do some breeds. I'm gonna pop my shiny charm here in a quick sec. But I want to show you guys. We have this box of a scattered amount of rares. These are all rare shinies. 1T Quillfish to do, which you want when you're breeding Shalfas. You either want to make, I'm going to pay for the gender to make them male. It's actually cheaper that way, but it depends on the alpha. And then we have some extra. Well, I'm glad I checked because now I can actually fix this box. I'm going to go make sure to go to the PC and fix the organization there in a quick sec. But we have about 3 boxes or so. So only 90 breeds. It's unlikely I'll get a rare, but I mean, over the course of my PokeMMO career, I'm probably, I don't know the exact number, probably 45 to 60K, which is a massive range of eggs. Probably 45 to 60K drawing eggs. So hopefully one day, it's my dream to get an egg shiny in PokeMMO, and to get it on stream would be the icing on top. So we'll see if that happens. Let's head back over to Salation. I'm going to go grab some people on a link, start the charm, and go for a rare shiny today, boys. Chat, I once again am asking you for your energy. It is another day where I am using donor status, using shiny charm to increase my shiny odds to 1 out of, I think, 24,000, 23,600. It's been a while. Fuck. They're around 1 out of 24,000. Okay. I've probably made at least 45K, probably more than that, eggs in my entire lifetime. We as shiny hunters dream of days like this. We dream of days where we remember when we popped the charm. We remember the moment I actually popped it. We remember, we dream of days where we remember the moments where we were there. We were watching the stream. We were making the eggs. We remember the song that was playing when we made the rare shiny egg that changed our life and changed our PokeMMO Shiny Hunting career. Going for something, for playing a game for over 9,000 hours and having never achieved an egg shiny. The actions that I'm committing now are what lead to the result of the most incredible moments in PokeMMO history. Let's see if we can actually achieve the result today. This is a great question. I saw just the title of today's stream recap. Why would you say the market is slowing down just because event season is over? Partially because of event season is, we kind of nailed it, honestly. It kind of is that simple. It's the lack of demand. I think there's a lack of demand right now for good IV Pokemon. Everybody got them during event season. People spent their money. It's a mixture of everybody spent all their money during event season to make investments, you know? So that's a big one. And then, yeah, people have less Pokeyen right now. They're kind of rebuilding and saving up for like shiny wars. Like people are saving for the next big thing. They're spending less right now. And then there's no raids. There's no obvious demand for big Pokemon aside from like your typical Jimmy runs, trainer runs, PvP mons. And I kind of feel like PvP is a little. How active is PvP right now? I don't want to say it's like not active, but I think it's probably maybe a little slower. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go see. Let's challenge our perspective. Let's go PvP statistics. How many OU games have been played? We're 5 days into the season. I mean, that seems pretty darn good. It's hard to tell, to be fair. Let's go check. So there's been, let's see, 68,000 OU games have been played within 5 days. That's over 11,000 games a day. That's pretty insane. My math is not horrible. That's pretty insane. Let's check like April. How many games were played in the month of April? 478,000. Now that's a lower amount, isn't it? Usually it's like more than that, I think. 460K in March. Well, no, February was low. Maybe April, maybe PvP's picking back up, which is a good sign. So maybe that doesn't really feed it. That's a good thing to check. Since I have feelings doesn't mean the data actually supports that. So it's an important thing to go check. So PvP is actually picking up steam, it seems like, which is awesome. That's good. Okay. Well, it's really picking up a little bit of steam. I'm curious to see how it does in May. I think PvP is like your main, that and other moneymakers are like your main drive for like good IV mons right now. And there's just too many alphas coming in. It's really just a simple thing of there's too little demand right now for good IV Pokemon and too much supply. And there's a lot of factors that go into that, a ton, right? Markets are extremely complicated, but that's the brunt of it. This is a good question. How much Pokeyen should I save up before going on a mega long hunt for Shroomish? I don't want to stop when I start. I don't recommend, this is a great question. I don't recommend shiny charms for that, single encounter hunts. I do recommend donor statuses and lures. So you spend a bit more on lures than you realize, honestly, doing a full like single encounter hunt. And also, what's the percentage, chat, what's the percentage odds of Shroomish in Petalburg? Is it like 10%? Does anybody know the math? I'm gonna start doing some math, but I think it's 1 hour of expert lures, 9%. Okay, I'm just gonna round up to 10% for the sake of doing math, to be honest. Hope that's okay. 1 hour, so that's on average 10 shiny hunts on the way to Shroomish. Around 10 shunts on the way to Shroomish. Okay, 1 hour of lures is about 15k Pokeyen. This is a lot of numbers. Your average single encounter hunt is 100 hours. So it's 1,000 hours on average for Shroomish. Okay, we have that numbers. 1,000 times 15k. This is what's going to cost you in expert lures. It's around 15 mil in expert lures. Around to go for Shroomish. Now, donator statuses, 1,000 hours, 15 mil Pokeyen for expert lures. Donator statuses, it really depends on like how much you shunt. Do you have an average of like how many hours a day or how many hours a week you shunt, Chads? Could you give me that number? I like doing the math. I'm not good at math, but this is an interesting. I'm sorry, Hasib is the one who asked this question. I'm so sorry. Hasib, if you could give me like the hours you shunt in a day or a week, I'd appreciate it. But for now, we'll calculate. Let's say you shiny hunt. Yeah, let's say like 2 to 3 hours a day. I think is about right. Let's do 3 hours a day. This is a pretty serious shunt. Let's just do that. So 1,000 hours divided by 3. Is that, dude, 333 days? Is Shroomish really that? Holy fuck. Hasib said, let's say 4 or 5. Okay. That's like a lot, actually. Let's do 4, because it's a clean 250 days if you shut. Is that math right? 250 days just to go for Shroomish? That does not feel like it should. That's crazy. That's actually like so intense. Okay. 250 days. What am I doing? Okay. So this divided by 30-day donator statuses. That's what I'm doing. 9 donor statuses. How much are donor statuses? 30 day. Okay, around 3 mil. You would do 3 mil times 9 plus the 15. Okay, so if you wanted to have all the Pokeyen, it's more than you would think, man. If you wanted to have all the Pokeyen you would ever need to do a Shroomish hunt and never have to worry about making more yen when you start the Mega Launch Shroomish hunt, you would need about 42 mil. 42 mil, that's the number. That was fun. That was a great question. A good way to show off some underrated PokeMMO math. Hopefully it helps you out a little bit, dude. Good luck on your shunt. Hopefully you get it, first phase. This is a great question. If you had 60 million Pokeyen and no investments in Pokemon, what would you buy today? Any sealed product or mysterious balls only? I consider mysterious balls part of sealed product. You want to diversify. A really boring answer, but you do want to diversify your portfolio, right? Even in PokeMMO, as silly as it sounds. I think mysterious balls. I think the more people keep investing in them successfully, the more it keeps working, the less it's going to work. So keep that in mind. But holy crap, dude. Mysterious balls they've probably been one of the biggest boons to my net worth in PokeMMO. They have just consistently been insane. Mysterious balls have consistently gone up insane percentages over the past, like, I always showed the, where's my PokeMMO hub or whatever? I can go grab and show my investment page. I'm gonna grab that really quick, but it's just insane, dude. How crazy mysterious balls just always work. Is like the only, like, they go up like 33% within like 3 months. That's insane. It's so ridiculous. Here is I'm getting my thing up right now, but I think I would probably put mysterious ball in. I would probably put into more into mysterious balls than sealed product, but you should diversify. You should do a mixture of both. And just wait. Now, if you had 60 mil Pokeyen, I wouldn't invest in anything right now. Wait. If you have 60 mil yen, the safest way to make the safest investment is just wait until the next event season. It's really patient and it's really boring to do that, but it's so much better. Here is my PokeMMO hub for reference. And there's a bunch of investments that aren't on here, but look at these fucking numbers. This is insane. People asked how I make my net worth, how I got, I have like over 600 million Pokeyen net worth PokeMMO, probably more than that now. I don't know exactly what it is. I have to like calculate or whatever. I did gym reruns every single day for 2 years, and then I put it into investments. And then I sell those investments and I put into more investments. And I just do that on repeat over and over again. And then I do money making challenges where I make 20 mil from scratch, like in October, for example, last October, where I did that. And then I invest all of that 20 mil in events, right? Look at this. Going from, I spent 12 million Pokeyen on mysterious Pokeballs that are now worth 24.6 mil, 24.8 or whatever. They went up 106%. That's insane. That's insane over like, that was 2024's mysterious Pokeball from like December. That's a 5 to 6 year investment, right? I made 12 mil by just sitting on my ass, sitting on investments for the past 6 months, right? Doing nothing. Mysterious Great Balls. Look at that. When Mysterious Great Balls dropped during the last event, the 2023 ones, I told everybody. I didn't keep it a secret for me. I was like, I think this drop is insane. Watch Mysterious Great Balls. I bought 637. I now have 700 of them in game. I have more even. I bought them for 42k a piece. They're now worth 82k a piece. They were 60k. They dropped to like 42k. I picked them back. I had invested in these already. 96% game. I turned 25 mil or 26 mil into 52 mil. Yeah, all of these. I diversify with things like the earrings. The earrings are even like, it's really hard to go wrong investing in PokeMMO if you buy at the bottom out prices during event season. Are Mysterious Balls in a good price to buy right now and to invest in? Probably not, right? Having a PokeMMO portfolio is wild. It's kind of funny, but it's so good. But it is kind of funny. You have to play an event season and just buy all sealed product and hold it. And only buy like halfway. If the event is going to last 14 days, don't buy on day 1. Don't buy on day 2. Don't buy on day 3. Wait, I tell everybody the same formula for the past 4 years, and I keep using it, and I keep making Pokeyen. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Like, this is like a, hey, this takes years to do, but anybody can do it, And it's hard because not everybody has the patience to do it, How many people are actually going to be playing PokeMMO in 2 years from now? Most people play and they move on, which is so fair, right? Like, it takes time. Yeah, Gamer20 says, oh, you can sell mysterious balls? I just opened them. Yeah, I mean, Giga Chad, fair enough. Yeah, mysterious balls have been some of my best investments. They have been so insane, and they just make money and make money and make money, and they're ridiculous. Buy sealed product, which includes mysterious balls. If you had 60 mil in like the next event season, I'd probably put like 40 mil of it into different mysterious balls, and then like 20 mil into like vanities or a sealed product, like an ultra rare or like a sealed product. I would try that. So that's my best. Do it at your own risk. It's kind of financial advice, but not actually. Wink, wink. Please do it at your own risk. But hopefully that helps you make some Pokeyen, dude. Dude, someone redeemed this as a price check, this Vanillix, and I think it's about to like hurt my heart how cheap this is. I actually feel bad that I'm about to tell you to sell it for this price, but it's level 80, which is relevant. But it's like 15k, man. That's really sad. Now, species matter. Now maybe I'm wrong. Let's go check like Vanillix. What's the base price of Vanillix? You're looking at like 40k. Okay, event helps. Yeah, event does help. These IVs aren't good for Vanillix. They don't really matter. I would just sell it as the cheapest Vanillix. Wait, what's the cheapest female Vanillix? Okay, wait a minute. Is there any reason why someone would actually buy this though? Like, yes, these could be worth this much, but do we think they actually sell for this, chat? I kind of don't think so. Someone would be having to Shalfa breed Vanillish. No, this might be right, actually. This is a really good price check. Ditto plus male? Yeah, but the alpha Ditto is gonna be like 80k, right? So you would factor in that price. Let's do male. Cheapest male is 36. What's the cheapest alpha Ditto right now? 70k. I would sell it for 98k. That's actually like worth about 98k. Just any female. Now you have to hope someone who's like Shalfa breeding for a Vanillix and wants to get into it, wants to buy it. But yeah, you actually might be able to sell that for like 98k, man. Now it might take a while to sell because you need a Shalfa Vanillish hunter. But I think that's correct. Price checking is so interesting. This is a really, really good one. That was a very, very good one to ask on and check for. Yeah, I would say that, I think 98k. I would honestly go for that personally. Good price check redeem. Good luck to you on the sale. All right, it is everybody's least favorite part of the stream recap. It is time for Patrouski's movie takes. I watched a lot of movies since I last saw you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I watched 8 movies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of movies. Now I didn't actually, no, to be fair, it's 7 actually. I didn't watch Hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 7ish, I think. I can't count. Yeah, 7. I didn't actually watch Hook. Hook was just a movie that I have seen before, and I rated it because I didn't have it rated on my letterbox. Anyways, let's go through. Now you can see there, Infinity War doesn't have a rating, and I'll explain why. That we're gonna go from right to left. That's the order I watched them in. I watched all of the Marvel movies for the very first time in 2025 in chronological order, starting from Captain America, the First Avenger, all the way up to Endgame. I watched the Doctor Strange movie. I watched Black Widow, which you can see there. I watched Ant-Man's 1 and 2. I've seen Thor 1. We want to take a recap of Thor Ragnarok because you have to watch Thor Ragnarok to understand Infinity War. There's a ton of movies that I've seen and I've watched. Iron Man 1, Thor. I've watched like any Marvel movie that I hadn't seen, which was a lot of them. We watched a lot of movies, okay? I finally got to Infinity War, and I couldn't rate it. Infinity War is a movie that is carried by the twists and turns and the lack of knowing what decisions are going to happen. And unironically, the entire movie was spoiled to me by memes over the past 5 years or so since it's released. Or I guess 10 years? It's been a long time, I guess. I've never seen a movie more spoiled, more like memed on in the social zeitgeist. I knew everything that happened in the movie, even though I hadn't seen it. I hadn't looked into content. I'm not in the Marvel. I don't watch Marvel. I'm not in the algorithm on YouTube. Just thumbnails and memes. There were no spoiler alerts for. I couldn't. Infinity War was ruined for me, which is really sad. If you enjoy a movie and you want someone to enjoy it the way you do, you probably shouldn't make memes of crucial moments like Thanos picking at a guy's forehead, or there was like every Stark, I don't feel so good. Like every fucking thing was memed on. I knew everything that happened. There was no twists and turns for me. So people who like made memes without spoiler alerts ruined the movie for me, which sucks. What are you gonna do? It's not a big deal. I probably wouldn't. Probably been like a 4-star movie anyway. It wouldn't have changed my life. So could have been a lot worse. Infinity War I could not rate. Endgame, I give it 4 stars, man, which is like good. But man, if you like superheroes, I think that's awesome. That's fair. I don't really. They're like neutral to me. To me, the whole Marvel universe felt like suffering through a lot of 2-star movies to get to a 4-star movie. And it's like, what are we doing? What's the point of that? Why don't you just go watch a 5-star movie? Like, there's so many movies that stand alone are just 5 stars or 4. Like, why are we suffering through Age of Ultron, Civil War? Why are we suffering through these like really niche, like not good movies in my opinion, just to get to, oh, the payoff is a 4-star movie? What are we doing? I think the Doctor Strange movie was better than Endgame. I think that the Winter Soldier is better than Endgame. Civil War, so what the fuck? Civil War is Iron Man being stubborn. That's the whole plot. Iron Man being a baby. It's a whole movie. Ultron's underrated. Ultron is also Iron Man being a baby. Like, that's why I hate Ultron and Civil War, because both those movies are just Iron Man being a baby, and that creates the whole plots are side quests. They don't need to happen. Like, it's just so silly. Ultron is like Iron Man let his robotic dog escape, and it's a dog catching episode. The whole thing. Anyway, Pat with a bad take. That is usual for me, to be fair. I didn't watch Loki. But I watched a lot of. I would not recommend, if you have not watched Marvel movies, I recommend not watching them. If you watch them in theaters and you like them and you enjoy them, hell yeah, more power to you, keep it up. But if someone was like, hey, I've never seen a Marvel movie in 2025, should I get into them? No, it's not worth your time. I don't recommend it at all. Unless you like want to be involved in the conversation, which is fair, but yeah. I also watch Spaceballs. I'm sorry if I'm reviewing movies that you love and I don't like them. Know that I don't think you like. I want people to like things that I dislike. That would be a really boring world if everybody agreed with me. That would be really lame, right? You can think I'm dumb for having an opinion you just disagree. That's totally fine. Just don't like call me mean. Too many mean names. Spaceballs, man. Spaceballs, I gave a 1 star. It was just, I could read my review. It's only gonna make it worse, I feel like. If you have nostalgia for Spaceballs or watched it when it came out, I think that's amazing and more. I think that's awesome. More power to you. Like that I get. My Spaceballs review was, it was painful to finish the movie. 99% of the jokes are obvious and simple. There's too many negatives, so I'll just cover the few positives. John Candy being in it, Rick Moranis, Giga Chad. Pizza the Hut is a funny meme. This is like kind of, no, it's mostly spoiler free. Most of my stuff is spoiler free. I'll usually give a spoiler warning. C-3PO actually being competent, which is funny. The first fourth wall break joke, but they make like 10 of them. And then the instant cassette tape gag is my favorite in the whole movie. I'm like watching the movie in last time. The best bit of Spaceballs is that it had a Spaceballs. This is the story behind Spaceballs. Spaceballs had a $22 million budget, which if you don't know is double the original budget for Star Wars A New Hope. That's the funniest joke of all. The fact that Spaceballs had double the budget of the original Star Wars movie is actually so fucking funny. And it was said in an interview, I don't know if this is like a true story, but it was said in an interview that it was intended to have a $2.2 million budget, but along the way, someone dropped the period and it was just never fixed, the dot. So they got 22 million and that's really funny. That's a really good bit. The movie itself, comedy is like the worst aging thing, unfortunately. And I love comedy. I love Happy Gilmore. I love Billy Madison. These like older Adam Sandler movies. If someone was like, I thought these movies were terrible, I get it. I have nostalgia for them. I wouldn't fault someone for that. Poor Things. Poor Things was an uncomfortable movie to watch. And I'm okay with uncomfortable movies, but it felt like uncomfortable for not a moral lesson that needed to be taught in that way. Poor Things is weird and it's artsy on purpose, and I don't mind artsy movies, but Poor Things was just disturbing for the sake of being disturbing. I didn't feel like it. I thought Poor Things was just teaching the same lessons as like the Barbie movie, but in a more like uncomfortable, grotesque way. And it wasn't as empowering. I didn't like it personally. It was just sad. Final Destination 1 and 2. I was really impressed by Final Destination. I think I had watched Final Destination 1 like 5 years ago and forgot what happened. I think the concept is really fucking good. I think it's pretty unique and holds up today. I think if Final Destination 1 released today, it would be like a classic. It'd be like really good. I think 2 adds enough to the formula. Hook is what's to say about it? It's like a classic kid movie. I don't think Hook is actually a good movie. I don't want to go rewatch it because Black Widow, another Marvel movie. I think I'm just sick of Marvel movies at this point. It had some cool like action. The action was really cool. It's like it has like there's some really cool lore behind it. We watched it to get prep for Thunderbolts coming out in theater. We're gonna watch Thunderbolts tonight actually, so I can give you my Thunderbolts review tomorrow. So this is a way longer MOVIETROUSKI clip than I normally do. Maybe I'll push it toward the end of the video, something like that. But Black Widow was a cool action movie. But it focused too much on the action. It's like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie, and I feel like there was only like 20 minutes of dialogue. There just should have been maybe like 40 minutes. There should have been way more dialogue. It was like the first hour of the movie was like action scene, action scene, action scene. I think Scarlett Johansson gets flipped in 2 cars within the first 40 minutes of the movie. Like, it was just way too like action focused, and just let the dialogue. There's a good story there. Let the dialogue exist, you know? And I think Marvel is scared to just tell a good story. They just want to be like action brain for movie theaters, which is a little sad to me because there is good stories there. That's my bad movie take for the day. Feel free to disagree. Call me Silly Willy. Give me movie suggestions in the comments. I love that shit. I'm not a movie expert. I'm not good at movies, you know, forehead. I just like movies. That's all it is. Thanks for watching this. It might be about that time though, fellas. We still have some eggs to hatch and a fair bit to get to, but I think it's kind of going to be time I go ahead and call it. Streamed about 5 hours today. Dude, time went by so quickly. I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you did, as always. Dislike if you didn't, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, best way to do so this month is HelloFresh. By far, it's international. They ship you ingredients. You can cook a beautiful meal for your partner, and it supports the stream. You get your groceries taken care of. You support your favorite content or mildly okay content creator. You support a content creator, let's say. You get some groceries, and you support the stream and the community by me giving away some Pokemon and opening mysterious balls and doing a long streamathon. So it's a 3-for-1. It's a win-win-win to sign up for HelloFresh using my link in the description. Definitely make sure to use the link, get the discount. It's super worth it with the discount. If you want to discontinue after your first month or so, more power to you. Your first week, more power to you. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Good luck in your shunts. Peace, Areno. Yo, Patrouski here, and I wanted to thank you personally for watching the video until the very end. I really, really appreciate that. And if your name is on this list, thank you to the moon and back, because you allow me to even make these videos by supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.